Welcome to another podcast of Comics Brain Sci-Fi, or Top 10, or Q's Top 10. And I'm here with Richie Rollins.
Hello, everybody. It's a glorious day.
And as you know, this week comes out Fast and Furious. No, it's Furious. Fate of the Furious.
Fate of the Furious.
Fate of the Furious.
Is this the last one?
No.
Right, because they're trilogies, right?
Yeah, Vin Diesel said something about a trilogy.
I don't know, man. I watched these previews. I'm like, man. I can't. This is weird. It's like a movie. I can't get the storyline out before the movie. A lot of these movies, like the Fast and Furious, like, okay, after you've seen you get the formula. But they got me kind of screwed up on this one.
Well, you know what? No, it's funny because I seen a meme on Facebook and it's like, how did the Fast and Furious go from a movie about street races
to James Bond?
Yeah, like, and it's
well, it's funny. Thinking about the Fast and Furious, when I was thinking about it, my opinion of Fast and Furious is that I really didn't like the franchise early on. Like, well, the first movie was decent. The second movie was kind of losing me. And then after Tokyo Drift, I was like, this franchise is dead because I just disliked it so much. But then, a lot of people like the car racing and stuff. But then when The Rock comes in, all of a sudden we're getting all these fantastical stunts.
Yeah.
CG, and I was like, The Rock is the most electrifying man of all entertainment.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So when he comes into a movie,
he rejuvenates it.
But
they changed the whole direction because you got to think about it. Like you said, Fast and Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, if Tokyo Drift were all street races.
All street races.
Well,
there was the robberies.
And they had the robberies. Right. But they were street races, and we knew. Like, even in Too Fast, Too Furious, it really wasn't about street racing. It was a heist. It was like, you sent these guys undercover. So it kind of changed from, like, even in Too Fast, Too Furious, it was different. But it still had its roots.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The story was still, it was kind of like the story of the robberies, and it became the subtext. And the cars and the racing was the star of the movie.
The movie. Now it's like the robberies are the star of the movie, and the race, like, they don't even do street races.
They don't even do street races anymore. Now the cars are just like tools.
Yeah, like they're just stuff for them to jump off of cliffs and out of airplanes with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, But
I can't walk there to do this heist. I've got to use my car.
I gotta drive.
I gotta drive through the bank.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, hey, go case that bank. Okay, and they drive the car in the bank. Oh, we got 6 cameras over here. And it's like,
there's nothing unusual going on here.
Right. And it's like even in was it Fast 6? He's like, yeah, we got to be fast. And then it's like in Fast 7, he's like, it's not about being fast anymore. What the fuck? So now they just have to be furious. And I'm like, so 8
of them are going to be furious.
Yes, it's Furious 8.
I can't wait to see the Fury come out because I thought we've seen Fury from these kids. But if the previous movies weren't as Furious as Furious 8,
I'm gonna be furious.
It's gonna be phenomenal. The Rock's gonna be furious. I've never seen.
He was only in the last 2 minutes. She's like, "Did you bring backup, woman? I am backup." I'm like, get the fuck. Best part is when he's like, "Daddy's got to go to work," and he just breaks the cast with his muscles, flexes, and I'm like,
"Yeah, you know what? I had a broken arm, Q, back in the day when I played baseball."
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to play ball, so you know what? I was like, man, how do I get this off? I grabbed the saw and I looked at it, and I just flexed.
And it just pops off.
Right off.
Oh, I didn't know that worked.
That's how,
that's how it works. Oh, okay.
It's cheap stuff.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna break my arm and try that.
Right? Yeah, you should.
I'm gonna try that.
It's worth it.
Is it? Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, totally.
A couple $1,000 in medical bills.
Right out the door.
Yeah. I mean, the pain, it'll go away eventually. Maybe it'll heal. I don't know.
My most interesting take is, as you know, Paul Walker died tragically.
Yes.
I'm interested to see where they go.
I am too, because they could actually CGI him back because he's not dead in the
No, he's not dead in the movie.
I mean, that was a beautiful send-off to him.
That was a real beautiful. I ain't gonna lie.
His brother to form a lot of, And,
I mean, and it was. I ain't gonna lie.
But that's what's
when he pulls up and he's like, "You just gonna leave without saying goodbye?" And then they driving down the street, and then they like separate at the end. That was kind of, and the song was playing.
That's beautiful, man.
That was kind of.
I know you were crying.
I shed a little tear. Yeah. I shed a tear. Then I had to remember I'm a man, so I can cry too much.
I had a girl with me, so I let it flow.
You let it flow?
Well, yeah, because
sensitive side.
That's
why he's still single. But anyway, so what we're gonna do here today?
Yes,
it's not gonna be a 10, but we're gonna rank the Fast and Furious movies.
Yes,
and laugh at them hysterically. So Richie, why don't you take the lead on this?
I took Fast 5 for my number 1.
You're gonna start with number 1?
No, the Fast 5 was my number 1 movie. Yes.
Really?
Yes, I'm counting backwards.
You're going backwards?
I'm going backwards.
So you're not going to go 7 through 1. You're going to go 1 through 7.
Because the first, it'll go, when we get down to 7, 8, 9, 10, or whatever.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Okay. So number 1.
Number 1.
Is Fast
5. I'm going to go with that one, number 1.
That was the one with, that was the first one with The Rock, wasn't it? Yeah, that's the first one.
Yeah, when at the very end they had Letty. At the very end.
Yeah.
And that's when I was excited because I was like, I liked Letty from the first one. Like, right. They're bringing her back. Yes.
Right. That was the first. Yeah. That one, because that changed the whole franchise. That saved the franchise.
It did. That brought me, who didn't really care about the franchise, into it, other than The Rock.
Right.
Brought me back just to see the movie.
Right.
And then I was like, okay. And it was I kind of had mixed feelings because that's when the fantastical stuff started really happening. And I was like, But then again...
Yeah, those unbelievable stunts.
Yes.
Unbelievable stunts.
G.I. Joe meets...
Yeah, it was like...
Meets Speed Racer.
Yeah, driving down Rio with a bank, safe. Shit, who cares?
So I came back.
Okay.
And the Letty thing brought me back. Because actually when I was watching the movie, I was like, this has got to be the last one.
Right.
It was okay. But then at the end, it was kind of like throwing Samuel Jackson in a movie.
Okay.
If you ever watch a bad movie, I can't remember the name of it right now, but there was a really bad movie that me and my friend are about to walk out of, and Samuel Jackson is in the last 2 minutes, and all of a sudden it became a great movie.
Was it Iron Man?
No, it wasn't the Marvel movie at all.
Oh, okay.
Because those movies were pretty good without Sammy. Anyways, this is back in the day. We call it the Sammy reel. If your movie sucks, throw in Sammy reel, and it's going to be a good movie.
Of course, he's Samuel L. Jackson.
So the whole Letty thing got me excited.
Okay. Well... As a fan of the franchise, I had left the franchise because Tokyo Drift fucking sucked. I didn't watch Tokyo Drift until it was on TV. And I didn't watch Tokyo Drift on TV till it was on TV with commercials. So
you must have really had nothing to do that day.
Exactly.
Absolutely nothing.
Because I'm like,
were you like pining over a breakup or something?
I don't know what.
You were sitting down with some beer.
I don't know.
Crying about life and this. It must have been. It was just background. You weren't even watching it. It was just background.
It was just background. And all I remember is the last scene when he's like, "Yeah, somebody want to challenge the new Drift King." And he's like, "No, I'm off tonight." And he was like, he said he knew Han. So it was Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
And I think, honestly, in my opinion, that was supposed to be a passing of the torch. It was supposed to be Tokyo Drift was supposed to take over for the series.
That's what I thought too.
And it bombed so fucking terrible that they finally gave Vin Diesel what he wanted and fixed it.
Right.
And Fast and Furious, the one after Tokyo Drift, not the Fast and Furious. It was just Fast and Furious.
Yes.
To me, kind of was the wheel that changed, even though they were doing heist in Fast 2 Furious. This one was the one that changed the franchise. They
became more
spy movie-ish, like James Bond.
Kind of, yeah.
This one
something
changed
else is going on in the background now.
Right.
We're seeing there's some sort of control thing going.
Yeah, because
because each time the story is giving us a deeper and deeper clue that there's something bigger going on.
So, what's your number 2? Since we're going
my
backwards?
Number 2 would be, of course, Fast and Furious 6.
That was well. I'm gonna have to see. See, Fast and Furious would probably be my number one because it's shifted the whole franchise. And then I would go with Fast 5 as my 2.
All right.
But you said Fast 6 is your number 2.
Fast 6.
That's the one with the bank, and they're riding around in Rio,
right.
destroying every fucking thing because they just had to be fast. They didn't have to be furious. They just had to be fast. So, and that's when we actually thought Dom was gonna move on with his life, and
got Letty back.
The
family, everybody's family. The family was growing because I think they were letting The Rock in with that one.
No, that was the first one with The Rock. So that was
The Rock was.
That was when they found Letty. After that, was that the found Letty?
I thought The Rock was still after.
No, The Rock was after.
Was after. Well, The Rock was after we found Letty.
Right. That was fast.
And then The Rock came, and then I think when they got Letty, that was the whole family theme. It was Fast 6.
No, that was Fast 7, wasn't it? No. Yeah, that was Fast 6.
It was Fast 6.
That was Fast 6.
Everybody, it was family. Everybody sitting there.
Yeah, because Jason Statham was in Fast 7.
Yes.
It was Fast 6, you're right.
Yeah. Fast 7, by the way, is my number 3.
Really?
Yeah, it's flowing with the...
Woman, I am the cavalry. That's all I'm going to say. Every time you say Fast 7, I'm going to say, woman,
listen,
I am
this
the cavalry.
This movie had all the cliches in it.
You think?
It had all the Rock cliches and all the Vin Diesel cliches.
You think?
We had the family theme. We were loving it. And then they threw in fucking Jason Statham.
Jason Statham?
They threw in Jason Statham.
Dude.
And I'm like, I'm like, what?
He drove the car off the cliff, off the parking structure, and said, "Don't miss." And The Rock's like, "Oh, you're just gonna hang a bag of grenades right there, really?" And I love the Fast and Furious franchise, but some of these stunts are ridiculous. Some of these stunts are fucking ridiculous.
It's, I guess, it's saving the franchise.
Like Fast 6, the whole airport thing.
Oh God.
It's like they were on a runway from New York to LA.
It was a big plane. It needed a lot of runway. Okay, it's believable. Just like when he jumped over like a mountain or something, or
that was the one. Oh my!
Into the tank, or
Lord have mercy. Or when he jumped
car beat the tank
and caught Letty.
Yes.
Out of midair.
Dude, the man he's triple X.
You're right.
Okay.
Well, Vin Diesel is triple X in any movie he plays.
It's true. Even the pacifier.
He was triple X. He was triple X. They might as well just slap them 3 X's on the back of his head and let him be triple X.
He had to come back and do triple X again.
And he got to come back and do triple X. And I still got to watch that. I heard it was okay. You're number 4.
Number 4, I'll go with the first Fast and the Furious, the original.
Okay.
The street cars.
Okay.
It just, to me, that just felt like it was like a Sunday afternoon movie.
Yeah, that was, to me, Fast and Furious, the Fast and the Furious was the one where it was like, I never seen this franchise becoming what it is from this movie. Yeah. If you actually look at that movie, acting was really bad, dude.
That's actually my number 5 movie.
Which one is that?
The Fast and the Furious you're talking about.
That's the original.
I'm sorry, not the original, but your number 1 is.
My number 1 is your number 5. Yeah. Fast and Furious.
Yes,
they just took the "thes" out.
Yeah.
The Fast and the Furious is the first one is the one where I never was like, okay, this is gonna be a one and done movie.
That's what it seemed like. It felt like it was.
It felt like it was a one and done.
It was one of those ones that was entertaining. It kind of felt like to me it's like Heath Ledger movie where he's in night.
First Knight's Tale.
Knight's Tale. That's
what
it felt
like. It felt like it was one like I'm gonna make this movie to have some fun, and that was it.
That was it.
And when they came out with Too Fast, Too Furious, I was like,
which is my number 6.
We'll just keep going down here. Well, we got to talk about Fast and Furious first because that's my number 1, and that's your number 5. But back to the first one, because the acting was really bad. Like Michelle Rodriguez was the best actor in it.
It was,
and I love Michelle Rodriguez. She's actually a good actress. So that's not saying that's not bashing her, but. You could tell if you look at Paul Walker then, and look at Paul Walker's acting now.
Even Vin Diesel,
is 100 times better.
Yeah,
because the acting then was like It's like you go back and watch that movie, you're like, I really watched this movie just for the cars.
Well, yeah, that's basically what that movie was made for.
It's just for the cars.
If we had Joe Johnson here, he'd be telling us all day about the cars.
Pretty much.
This is like his favorite
franchise
of all time.
Shout out to Joe Johnson.
Joe Johnson. Hollywood Diecast.
Hollywood Die. Your number, what was we on? Number 5 is Fast and Furious, which is my number 1.
That was your number 1.
That's my number 1. That to me is the one that got the franchise back on track. That's why it's my number 1.
All right.
Because it was, I like the scene when they're in the club and he's like, I'm looking for who are you guys related? And he's like, he dated my sister. And he's like, you're still alive? But that was, to me, is my number 1 because that's the one that got the franchise back on track. So you said number 6 is your is which one? The original? No,
number 6 is Too Fast, Too Furious
with Tyrese.
That
actor was so bad.
What? I love Tyrese.
He's hilarious. He
followed me on Twitter.
Did he?
Yeah.
Wow.
Long time ago.
Wow. Well, it's one of those where if you look at Tyrese then, you look at Tyrese now, it's 100 times better.
Oh, yes. When he got back in it, what was it, Fast 6 he got in, or 5?
I think it was 5.
5. They brought Tyrese
everybody back, yeah.
Yeah, it was night and day.
Yeah.
It was just, the character was more...
yeah. You could tell he had been in movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
And actually that worked for them later because it actually felt like there was growth in the character as well.
So, I mean, and a lot of these movies were the starts for some of these people.
It's true.
So we wouldn't know of Vin Diesel or Paul Walker if it wasn't Fast and Furious.
That's right.
Fast and Furious franchise. So hey, shout out to this franchise.
Right.
So that means your number 7 is
Tokyo Drift.
And on that note, we're never going to talk about that movie.
No.
We're not going to talk about it.
I've basically forgotten it.
There was a third Fast and Furious?
Yes. How can I be talking about 7 Fast and Furious? I think there was only 6.
There was only 6.
How are we on Furious 8?
I don't know. I don't understand. We're going to do what you Star Wars fans do and forget that ever existed.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, what is that?
What are you talking about?
What is that?
Force Awakens, and then there's
trilogy.
Star Wars, and then
there's Empire Strikes Back,
Return of the Jedi.
That was it.
Rogue One. That was started all off with Rogue One.
Yeah, Rogue One was the first.
One day they're going to show us a Darth Vader movie.
Exactly. One day they're going to show us how he became Darth Vader.
Yes.
One day. I don't know how it's going to happen.
I don't know.
Just like Star Trek fans, even Star Trek numbers, one of those.
Yeah, I don't know. Something's not working. We start a new universe.
Yeah, there you go. That's how we do it. That's what we do. We just forget about things,
Right.
And I'm gonna take this liberty to forget about what were we talking about again?
I think it was. I don't know. It doesn't exist anymore. I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. But I guess this brings up a point. With all these franchises, we're making a pretty decent point here. Is like there are movies that in a franchise this doesn't work.
No, there are.
I mean, I'm thinking of Lord of the Rings right now. Oh wait, that worked.
That worked. That worked.
The Hobbit worked.
The Hobbit worked.
Yeah. But they follow the book, though.
That's different. That's the difference.
Didn't have to put it aside. Hey, let's try something new.
No. They followed exactly what the book said, and then it worked.
Actually, they didn't.
I could say Pirates of the Caribbean because that one they just made with Blackbeard was.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I'm a little nervous about the next one.
I'm really nervous,
but it looked good.
It looked good. It looks good. But the one with Blackbeard looked good.
Yeah. Well, this one I don't know much about it. Some of the teasers I see, I'm thinking that Will Turner's coming back and he's going to be evil.
I hope he's not evil. Because the whole purpose of him taking over the role was so he wouldn't forget.
Well, maybe he's not going to be. Maybe it's one of those complicated evilness.
Maybe it is.
He's going to be the protagonist or the antagonist of Jack Sparrow because everybody's looking for Jack for some reason. Again.
For some reason.
Of course.
Who isn't looking for Jack?
Yes.
And Captain Barbossa looks old.
Well, he did get old.
I mean, I know he got old, but he looks old. He didn't look old in the other.
And quite honestly, Captain Barbossa made those movies.
Oh, I agree.
But we're digressing on to other things. And
yes.
This is the Fast and Furious. We're just
the Fast and Furious
discussing
podcast.
How all the other franchises seem to have that one movie.
That just...
Unfortunately, some franchises have more than one movies. At least we got to see Yoda fight after 30 years of waiting.
Thanks to the magic of CGI, we got to see Yoda fight.
Yes.
But after that, we digress.
Yes.
Check out Fast and Furious. Comes out this week.
Furious 8.
Furious 8. I'm
Furious
sorry.
8.
They have to be furious, not fast. Not fast. They have to be furious.
And all 8 of them better be furious in this movie.
They better be. Well, I don't know. You know, The Rock's pushing missiles that's skating across ice. So
The Rock can do that. Did you see?
Oh yeah, he flexes out of cast. You're right. So super strength. Fuck it. Why not?
He jumps out of second-story buildings with what's his name? Kevin Hart.
Oh yeah. Central Intelligence. Yeah.
Central Intelligence. I mean,
oh, he jumps out of buildings with the chick too because he landed on that car.
The only time I've ever seen The Rock fail is when he jumped off a building with Samuel L. Jackson.
And I thought they were going to survive that.
I thought so too, but they missed the bush.
That's
hit
what
the
it
bush,
was. They would have survived. They would have survived because you know what? They're The Rock and Sam Jackson.
That's right.
And those are two good motherfuckers.
Two bad motherfuckers right there.
Shut your mouth. This has been the Q.
This has been Richie.
Check out Fast and Furious. Like, subscribe. Twitter, Facebook. Did I forget anything else?
Well, you should tell them the title that you really want them to like and subscribe. Like
Comics.
Like us on Comics, Beer, and Sci-Fi.
Oh, I should say that. Okay.
On Twitter.
Well, if you're listening to the podcast, I would assume you know we're Comics, Beer, and Sci-Fi.
Like us.
Like us.
Follow us.
Follow
Share
us.
us with your friends.
Share us.
Big things are happening.
Yes, we are. Big things, not just me. Big things popping, little things stopping. This has, again, been the Q.
And Richie.
That was 2 exits. We'll check you guys out next time.
Thank you.